Hello, my name is Greg and I'm a professional volleyball strength and conditioning coach. And today I'm going to be answering your questions. This is going to be a little bit more of kind of like a low-key, unscripted, very raw type of YouTube video. And so it's not going to be all the editing, everything like that. If you do want to check out some of those videos, I have a bunch of full workouts on my page. But today I've got 5 questions that I got from you guys from either my YouTube comments or Instagram comments, or Instagram just like asking questions of like, hey, what should I do for this? So without further ado, let's jump right into the questions here. So I get this one all of the time, anytime I talk about frequency, and that is, how often should I lift if I play volleyball every day? And so I have usually a couple follow-up questions before I give an answer, and it's, why are you playing volleyball every day? Like, are you in season? Do you just really like volleyball? Like, what's the reason? That's the number one question. And if you're in season, the answer is typically 2 times a week, and those would be 2 full body workouts per week. So 2 full body workouts per week is generally, if you're playing every day, you're in season, you've got matches on the weekends. What we do for like our in-season clients is we do like a lift on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then like on Fridays we'll do like a half workout, which is like a preparation day. But even if you are in season, you want to make sure you're maintaining your strength gains, maintaining your power gains, keeping your tissue, like your knees and your shoulders, healthy with the workouts, with all of the volleyball that you're playing. And so 2 full body kind of moderate workouts are always my go-to for that. Now, the other half of that I should cover too is, if you're just playing volleyball every day because you really like to play volleyball, then I would recommend, if you're not lifting, to actually back off of the volleyball volume so that you can spend some time focusing on the weight room and do something that's going to move the needle a little bit more. Because if you're not lifting weights and you go from not lifting weights to lifting weights, that's going to do a lot more for your volleyball progress than going from playing volleyball 5 days a week to playing volleyball 6 days a week. So back off the volume, increase the lifting frequency and intensity, and you will become a better volleyball player from doing that. Question number 2, should I still lift weights if I am feeling shoulder pain? So I have my number 1 rule for injury. And my number 1 rule for injuries is, don't do anything that hurts, but do everything you can that doesn't hurt. So, first things first, it's like, what are we talking with shoulder pain? Like, what lifts hurt? What movements hurt? Does the pain start to go away as you warm up? These are all important follow-up questions as well. So if the pain starts to go away once you warm up, then you just have to have a better warm-up, and then you can still do the exercise. Sometimes it's like bench press is a very common thing. Like, maybe you just need a better warm-up, or maybe you need a better program that's going to effectively ramp you up to doing weights that you can do that aren't going to like cause you pain and push you too hard, right? Now, if it's like pretty bad, it's a pain that doesn't go away, or if it gets worse as you're lifting weights, then we want to avoid things that hurt, but you want to do everything else you can that doesn't hurt. So for example, if a barbell bench press hurts, but a dumbbell bench press doesn't hurt, then we're going to do dumbbell bench press. Or if, a barbell bench press hurts, but an overhead press doesn't hurt, or a dip doesn't hurt, then we can substitute those exercises in for that. So that doesn't mean you stop lifting. That doesn't mean you don't do anything and you're like, I'm just going to take a couple weeks off and rest my shoulder. Don't do that. Still do everything you can that doesn't hurt. And that even includes, proper PT or rehab exercises or everything like that. So if there's any takeaway from this question in general, it is that. Don't do anything that hurts, because if it, I'll leave one addendum. Don't do anything that hurts. Do everything that can that doesn't. Everything you can that doesn't hurt. The one kind of addendum to the don't do anything that hurts would be isometrics. So if you have a little bit of knee pain, like jumper's knee, and you do like an iso hold and it kind of hurts a little bit, if you hold that and it starts to go away, then that's actually good, because that means the iso hold is helping your knee pain. You can actually do the same thing with shoulder pain. Like, see if my shoulder hurts and I like kind of hold, feel a little bit there. If I hold this position and it starts to go away, then even though it's something that hurts, it's beneficial because that exercise is then strengthening. So there's a very small caveat to that, but in general, just avoid things that hurt. Question number 3, what is that thing that you always wear on your nose? And this particular thing, it's not a snoring thing, it's not a breathe right strip, it's specifically from intake breathing. And I really like the nasal strips from intake breathing. I also have the ones from Dream Recovery, like these like little ones. And these are good too. I just like these because they stay on longer and they're a little bit stronger. So I have a deviated septum, so I really cannot breathe through my nose. And so a few years ago, I got kind of tuned into any kind of like breathe right strip to help with just nasal breathing. And after like doing a bunch, like regular breathe right strips, everything like that, I got introduced to these, and they're extremely potent and extremely powerful. And there's a couple things we can talk about this. One is just like the overall health benefits and life benefits of breathing through your nose. So we're not really meant to breathe through our mouths outside of like fight or flight, very sympathetic nervous system type of things, right? So high intensity activity, like fight or flight, right? You're either fighting someone or something, and that could be sport, or you're running away from something, right? You're scared. So it's very sympathetic nervous system driven. Breathing through our nose should be our baseline, which is very parasympathetic, and it helps keep us and keep us in a parasympathetic state. So if all day we are breathing through our mouths because you can't breathe through your nose, that's keeping you in a heightened sense of a sympathetic nervous system state. So there's that. There's the fact that breathing through your mouth actually changes the shape of your face. It's kind of like an interesting kind of self-fulfilling cycle where when you breathe through your mouth, because the muscles in your mouth and your tongue and your jaw are relaxed, everything starts to elongate, and then that can make things crooked. So teeth get crooked, nose gets crooked, and what I'm sort of like working against right now. And then that makes it harder to breathe through your nose. So that's kind of like a self-fulfilling thing, right? Also breathing through your nose because of like the hairs in your nose and everything, and your sinuses like filter through things. It cools or warms the air, moisturizes the air before it gets down into your lungs, and it filters it. So breathing through your nose, very good. Breathing through your mouth, not so good unless you have to. So I wear this because I can't breathe through my nose, and it makes my life a lot better when I wear it because I can breathe through my nose. So typically, like, people will ask me all the time, like in public, they're like, oh, does that thing work? And my answer is basically like, do you want the sarcastic answer or the insightful answer? And the sarcastic answer is, do you think I would walk around with this stupid thing on my face all day if it didn't do anything? And the insightful answer is, there are very few things in life that I have found that have a drastic and immediate increase in quality of life. And this is one of those things for me personally. So yes, I know it looks stupid, sort of becoming part of the brand. Like, it's a little bit recognizable. Not why I do it. I just like to be able to breathe. Number 4, this was on a post I did. If you guys saw the like, you look like you blank in parentheses derogatory, hilarious. Go check it out on my Instagram. One of them I put, you look like you do box jumps, or something about doing box jumps. And somebody commented, if box jumps aren't good for jump training, then what should I do? So to clarify, I didn't mean that box jumps were good for training. Basically what I said is, like, you look like you add box jumps to a workout and call it jump training. Like, that's the only thing you do, and you're like, oh, I'm doing jump training because I'm just doing some box jumps. That's not super helpful. Box jumps in themselves, like, they're okay. You know, they're kind of a measure of like force output, right? You can jump on a higher box than you did before. They're an expression of basically concentric force. There's no eccentric. It's sort of like a good, if you're coming in off of an injury and you want to be able to jump without having to worry about landing forces, box jumps are a good option. Otherwise, we just jump, right? So we do different types of plyometrics. There could be leaps, hops, bounds, depth jumps, standing counter movement jumps, most importantly, full effort approach jumps. And you can get a little bit creative with it. As far as like what to do for jump training, the most important thing you do is going to be max effort approach jumps. Some of the most effective things you can do would be like depth jumps, even though those are quite taxing and they take a lot of progression to get to properly. And then we do always keep like a base level of low intensity, like extensive plyometrics and deep tier plyometrics as sort of like just baseline movement quality things within our programs. And question number 5, you've been mentioning this new group thing. So what's the deal with that? Yes, so I am basically starting a new community group. So just kind of tell you about the ways we help people. Like, we have our one-on-one coaching, which is where you get like a fully custom program, access to a one-on-one coach. You do one-on-one calls, group calls, vertical jump tracking, all these different things. Very one-on-one focused. And then we have the VBSC membership, which is very much not one-on-one focused. It's much more broad. It's only $50 a month. You get access to all these different workout programs that are in there. Well, now I'm making a huge change where with that membership, I'm attaching a really high level community group through the platform called Skool. So you'll still do your workouts and everything on Trainerize, but all of the communication, the community, the education, the information, all of that is going to get put into Skool. And it's just, they're going to be the same thing. Like you sign up for one, you get both, right? My goal with this is, one, to make the VBSE membership just a substantially better product by everything that's offered in the Skool community. And two, to create like a very engaged community of like-minded volleyball players who are all into exercising and bettering themselves, putting them all in one place where you guys can communicate with each other, make friends, find tournaments, ask for advice, like talk to each other without me needing to be in there, and create like this community aspect of things. So by the time this video is live, that group will be active. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put the link down in the description, and I'll put the link as the top comment, and it's going to direct you to the Skool group. It's called Volleyball Workouts. It's very straightforward, trying to SEO optimize a little bit there. And within that, you'll sign up through Skool. There's going to be a step-by-step of like, do this first, do this second, do this next, on how to get the best results with the workout side of things as well. And I'm quite excited about this. I'm going to be spending a lot of time. I'm very committed to posting in there every single day. I'm going to be doing a weekly call, technically 2 calls a week. One day a week, we're going to do an onboarding call for new members. One day a week, I'm going to do a Q&A call. And then I will be posting and answering questions in there every single day on top of what we're doing for the one-on-one coaching. So check that out. Link is in the description. Link is going to be in the top comment. And that is all 5 questions for today. So if you have some questions that you want me to answer on the next one of these videos, I'm going to be doing one of these videos every week. So here's my goal cadence. One day a week, I do a video like this. One day a week, I'm going to post a podcast episode with my coaching staff. And then one day a week, I'm going to do a full workout video that you can see. Like I've got, I think right now we're working on lower body 6. So 5 lower body workouts, 5 upper body workouts at least, and some other things on there. So check those out on my page for actual walkthrough workouts. But if you want to take that to the next level, you want to get the workouts in the app with all of your sets and reps and videos and everything, check the link in the description to join that new community group, and you can get access to all that stuff.